Minnesota Federal presents More on Sunday.
Good evening. Tonight on More on Sunday, we'll show how 9 major Twin Cities chain stores are shortchanging the public. Another episode in our series, Survival Kit for Consumers. And we'll have a report on the Minnesota Metropolitan State College and its original way of offering education. First, though, the sound and fury of professional motorcycle racing. Only this sound and fury is part of a still new and a very strange business where the racing happens indoors. Last Saturday night, about 85 guys climbed on motorcycles and roared around the outside of the basketball floor at the Minneapolis Armory. They fire up the machines for practice about 7. The air turns a shade of blue and stays that way all night. Indoor bike racing is a raw and simple sport. 8 times around the basketball floor in hardly more than a minute. 50 or 60 miles an hour so close they touch, and sometimes skid and scrape across the concrete floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are without a doubt the finest racers in the country.
Let's see, I can already call us.
Sitting on
Take
the
the
pole,
rest of it.
the man who says he's going to win.
They're young men usually. They may drive across 2 states to race, motorcycles tucked in vans. They're called professionals, but the money barely covers gas. Purse tonight is $700, $110 top prize.
They all get through that first corner. Defending champion and #1, Buzz Arndt.
Buzz Arndt runs a Fridley barber shop and a 250cc Kawasaki. He's been racing 4 years. The second year out, he won 3 state championships. The third year, it was a record 5.
So that first shot out of the hole, getting in that first corner, that's the most part of the race right there. That's what's exciting. If you are the first one out, it's a pretty comfortable feeling. But if you know that you're going into a pack and you're all tangled up in somebody else's motorcycle, and he's got his elbow in your stomach and your handlebars over his gas tank and your wheels rubbing against each other, I don't know, you're just trying to get away from everybody. Once you're out in front, you're comfortable because nobody's with you. Motorcycle racing in a short track like that, it's like playing chess. Everybody's making a move, and if your opponent makes the wrong move and you make a better move, you got him.
The rules are as simple as the racing. Maximum engine is 360 cc's. There's 1 class for beginners, 1 for experts. They thin out the field in more than a dozen races. First to 10 in a class, then to 1.
you go into a corner and your motorcycle slips out from underneath you, you land on the pad that you got on your hip and on your knees and on your elbows and on your shoulders, and you don't get much out of it. You just slide, and when you're stopped, you pick up your motorcycle and hope it's still running so you can get back in the race. They all hurt. About a year ago, last September, we were racing on a half mile. Coming down the straightaways, we were averaging right around 75 miles an hour, and the front end buckled on me. And right away it went in and dug into the dirt, and then the back of the motorcycle came up and hit me in the backside and drove me in the air about 15 feet, about 75 miles an hour, and I came down on my head. And 5 days later, I came to in the hospital.
There is an element of risk in it. Broken collarbones, twisted ankles, occasionally a broken leg or broken arm, that type of thing. It's usually caused by somebody coming in that did get a bad start, who's looking for that little hole. And if you can got 3 inches, you can poke your wheel in there. You're going in there at speed, and both of them know what you're trying to do, and so they just close the hole, and you ain't got no place to go but up and over the handlebars.
Buzz Arndt, the Fridley barber and the hero of our story, finished second in his heat and then won his semi. It's the feature race now, and Buzz jumped the flag, started too soon. The penalty is starting behind the rest, a few feet farther from the first turn.
Small track like that, you just got to camp out right where you're at and hope that somebody makes a mistake in front of you. Like I had 2 boys crash in front of me, which made me another $20, you know.
When the midwinter indoor motorcycle race around the Minneapolis Armory basketball floor was over, the Class A winner was Don Holbert of Fargo. Class B, Bill Bune of Anoka. Buzz Arndt never recovered from the bad start, got stuck in the middle, finished 5th, took a $25 prize, and the blue air began to clear.